Hey guys, this is Agamemnon for SC2 Mistakes back here for part 2. Casting with...
Furious Geo. Hope everyone's doing well. We got another...
Can I just mention...
We have a...
Look at that epic rally.
Misclick on our rally here. First mistake. And I think that we had a comment.
Oh,
no! Rally. Will they ever rally?
They will never... Okay, so you know what, guys? After seeing this, I just want to let you know we're going to be doing a video series.
Oh, no!
It's going to be very short, and it's going to be entitled "Rally Your Freaking Workers, You Idiot."
I believe we have already been called out on not splitting our workers by one of our subscribers.
That's right.
Have they?
There we go.
All right. So. To introduce these players, so on the bottom right we have the not so much boss toss Agamemnon from SC2 Mistakes, and in the top left, the northwest corner, we have Flash Fry, Zerg player, obviously awesome, and he's going to be trying to defend this cannon rush. And we're going to see how it goes. Now,
why do you say he's awesome? I win.
He starts out being awesome.
Oh, okay. So here we go.
I do want to ask one question.
Yep.
Because I do see some Protoss players will throw their forge down.
Oh, sorry. Can you? Let's just hit pause for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want to ask your question first, and then I'll explain what this comment's about.
So I see some Protoss players throw their forge down at this forward cannon.
Oh yeah.
I'm just wondering if that's just. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, so I don't know why guys are doing that. And girls.
Okay,
but I assume there are girls that play Starcraft.
There are tons of girls that forward forge.
It's one of their favorite things to do.
So, okay, so I guess the only thing that I can think of with I mean, I find it hard enough just to build a pylon up here. I can't imagine waiting for that to finish. I mean, look, my forge is almost done. I just couldn't imagine. But, on the other hand, if you're able to get that pylon down without it being scouted, maybe the forge would be a good block.
Right.
Like maybe you could just limit the surround. If you put the forge down here, and then you got a cannon here, then there's really a limited area for them to attack. And you're right, maybe they won't be able to hit the pylon.
Right. Okay.
Right? That's the only thing I could think of. So funny, let's just take a look at the player camera for a second. This is what Flashfry sees. And he asks the question, day 9. The reason why he asked that question is because just that day, or just like 2 days ago, Day 9 did I'm going to hit play, sorry. Day 9 did a Fun Day Monday on the Cannon Rush. And I think this guy's had his fair share of the Cannon Rush happening, so. Run, stay alive.
Oh,
look at that chase.
10 left on this
10
probe.
left. The great thing is they regenerate their shields. How wonderful. Okay, so we get a nice pull, a good response there.
Yeah, he does a great response here.
Great response.
Yep.
But what's this? Oh, this is probe number 2. Coming in to take the place of probe number 1, who is a freaking coward and is running away. But see
you throw it down low, and that is perfect.
Yeah, and I really think that's what I should have done before.
Yeah.
Don't even bother going up on the high ground, because a fast scout's going to take over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And it did.
And it did.
Right.
But now I have a bit more flexibility. Oh, he's going to die. Oh, sorry. So I hope you guys enjoyed me jumping away from the death scene.
He didn't actually die.
No.
He somehow escaped.
He ran away. Here he is. He's right here. Actually, that's my original probe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's recharged his shields. And
I kind of see what that bottom cannon does too, because I mean that pylon is still alive.
Yeah. And
right. So if that
he can't get us around.
Wasn't there.
Yeah. This would be over.
That pylon would be down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that cannon's there holding the ground there. I wonder if he can even see it. Let's take a look. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He sees it.
He does have an overlord over here too.
But now, I have the freedom.
Yeah.
To build up here. And see, they get attacked as soon as they try.
And this is again, we're kind of talking about it a lot, but that bottom cannon is making all the difference right now.
Yeah, which is, it seems almost kind of like
I think it
the
maybe
opposite
seems a
of
little wasteful when you're thinking of doing a cannon rush, because what good is this thing gonna? I can't push forward with it, but It's a nice little protection.
Yeah. It really allows you to bring that push forward. So again, just like the last game, I decided to try and do a containment to build cannons up in the front. Because I just find, oh, here we go, let's see what these guys do.
He's going to try. Oh, he's going right at it.
Yeah. So this is a big difference. Oh no, he's chasing my worker.
Oh no.
He's chasing my worker.
That was not good micro.
Okay, let's see if this worker can survive. Let's just speed it up a little bit.
Man.
Oh, look at that.
Roaches
Yes.
are awesome on creep. Oh.
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 Oh, he goes down.
Meets the queen.
But what's coming? Another worker. So again, this is like, I don't know. If you're gonna cannon rush, man, just freaking cannon rush, right? Like just. I know there's a time when you need to transition, you need to start playing sensibly. But I've got a good foothold here. There's no reason to give it up.
And we're going to see a much different reaction from Flash Fries and Kochan in our last video as to how to deal with this cannon push.
Would you almost say we're going to see the difference between a reaction and an overreaction?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think you'll see it play out. But obviously, Flash Fry has, I think, an idea of what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So I don't. These roaches are basically a transition into where he wants to go.
Okay.
Which is what we'll see. So I kind of think that's maybe what he's doing.
Yeah.
Whereas Kochan had the same idea, only his was a Nidus network.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Flash Fry has a different idea as to how he's gonna beat it.
Okay. Let's just take a look at the units tab. I want to see how our workers are standing up. So, workers are relatively close. What's his production?
The one thing we're not seeing out of...
Oh, but look at this. This is a big difference, though.
And the one thing we're not seeing is spine crawlers.
Good point.
Right? We're not seeing... There's not a single spine crawler, and that is allowing these cannons to get right on that edge of the creep.
What a huge difference, yeah. That's
Massive
a good
difference.
point.
So instead of... I mean, his counter right away was the roaches.
Yep.
If instead of building those first few roaches, if he had just thrown down a couple spine crawlers, I think this would have made a big difference for him.
Right, and again, I want to go back to what Ziggy had mentioned about drawing a line in the sand, and I really think that kind of look how much closer I'm able to get with my cannons.
And now he can't do spine crawlers. I mean, this is
like what do you need to do
because we saw that the range is the same.
Right.
So in order for him to get a spine crawler down, the cannons are going to take it out. So unless he did some sort of roach push to these pylons to unpower them, then to get his spine crawlers moved into place.
Right.
I mean, he could certainly do that. It's kind of wasteful at this point.
It's kind of too late now.
Yeah, it's too late.
Okay. But even considering the fact that it might be too late to put down spine crawlers, could he not be expanding his creep?
Sure. Yeah, he could have. I mean, he's had this queen up for quite some time now. And you're just starting to kind of come around this corner.
Yeah.
So he could have pushed this creep out at the end and just pushed it back a bit, give him a little more space to move around.
So, again, this video series is how to cannon rush. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, how many cannons do I have here? Like,
and I mean, this is what you run into against Zerg too, because you're not going to be able to take out his hatchery with cannons.
Okay, and that brings up a good point. Okay, so once you realize, and here come the mutas.
Which is an interesting response.
Okay, no, check this out. I want to show you this.
Yeah.
So as soon as the mutas come out, I build a pylon here and a pylon here. And the reason why is because I know that they can take my workers right out, right? So I'm just going to put down a couple cannons and I'm going to play with those mutalisks to keep them from taking out my workers. So
his mistake here, and your perfect response to it, was he should not have engaged at his base. He should have rallied them to the back and swung around.
Because then the element of surprise would have been...
But now you know that it's coming, so...
Yeah, now I know what's coming, and I think if we take a look at my base, here we go. We've got photon cannon there, photon cannon there.
Perfect.
And I know that doesn't provide perfect coverage, but if I play right with my workers, I can lead his mutas right into the cannons.
And I mean, mutas have, they don't have the greatest health and armor, so they fall pretty quickly in cannons.
Yeah, they don't do too well against cannons.
No.
I was actually surprised to see how poorly the roaches do against cannons. I thought they were a bit tougher than that. Well, let's watch this. Okay, so he's running away from the cannons. Let's bring up the units lost tab. 18 lost.
Still.
So now I've run my workers away.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring them back just to tease him.
Right.
Look at that. And he can't come any closer. And I can mine just a little bit there. and then run.
Oh! One of these times he's going to get in a little too far, I think.
Yeah. Well, I figure at some point he's going to have to take his eye off of it.
Yeah. And they're going to auto-attack.
They're going to auto-attack him in the building. Oh, here we go.
There's... Oh! And I think we're seeing a little bit about this player's personality. Because if he just sat those
like maybe
right there,
yeah,
you're not going to be able to mine.
No, that's right.
Right? And you can't build any more cannons and so on. But we're seeing that...
yeah, that's true. But I'm always able to come down, tempt him.
Yeah.
Because even if he's not watching, they will auto-attack.
Right.
So, he's so scared. Oh, don't go in. Oh, I'll go and run back. Oh, go in. Oh, and run back. They don't do much. Okay, I think the thing is, 2 mutalisks really don't do a ton of damage.
No, that's not. You need...
there's the auto attack, and I can go back to mining. Okay, so that didn't work too well. But one of the things that it did tell me, and here comes a big
roach ball, and this worked. So this is an interesting point.
Yeah,
because at this point, if he had 1 to 2 spine crawlers built right now,
or building as this attack is happening,
those cannons dropped. He could have put those right there.
Absolutely,
and started to take these cannons in.
Yeah, he would definitely have the room. Yeah. Instead, he has to retreat.
But he retreats, and I think he just responds with more roaches.
I think so.
But he has this goal in mind.
Yeah.
So we've seen an infestation pit. He's going for a hive. So he wants that greater spire.
And I guess one of the reasons, it might seem like I'm building a lot of photon cannons, but I'm reading my opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that he keeps building roaches and attacking, and building roaches and attacking. So these cannons have been working really good against that for now, so I'm just going to keep it up.
And again, a much different response. When you're this far into a game with a cannon rusher, you're just not going to be able to muscle your way through the wall.
Right. Yeah, like look at that. Oh,
but Flashfly is pretty positive that he is going to do it this way.
He's determined.
And you see, he could easily spread the creep right now.
Yeah.
He's not spreading it, and you're just gonna throw the cannons down the side again.
So he wrote having fun. I'm not sure if he was starting to get mad, but he was actually a pretty. I think he is actually having fun. I think so. Do I get? No, well, I didn't get a cancel on that. And he can't even get out. And look, that's the beauty of this cannon on the low ground. Let's take a look at the units lost. 48-3. I love it. More cannons, baby. More cannons. Well, I don't know. I just kind of figured.
What's the? Have you built an army yet, Agamemnon?
Let's take a look at the army tab. I have no army.
So I mean, this is if you're ever in this position.
Yes.
As an opponent to a cannon rush, know that it's pretty likely that he's still not going to have an army.
I would guarantee it, especially if you see him continually building cannons.
So if you can, so we saw Kochan find a way to get out of the base. Black Fry's having some real trouble with this.
And he's wasting units.
Trouble. And we saw Kochan ignore these cannons.
Right.
Flashfry is not ignoring these cannons. He is continually engaging these cannons.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know if it's a psychological thing just because they're in his base, but there's really no need for him to do it, because what is he losing by not engaging them?
Well, I think that's a great point, but The only way I'd say that Zerg can stop engaging the cannons is you've got to spread your creep.
Yeah.
Like, he's not spreading the creep, because even if he just spread the creep, if that's all he did, I would be stopped, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all you'd have to do. But what does he want to do with this?
He wants the dreaded Broodlord.
Yeah.
And you know what? Perfect response.
It is.
Right? Because
Yeah.
the Broodlord range, I looked it up before, it's like 9.5, I think.
Really?
Like, it is outrageous, the range. So it's interesting how the rest of this game plays out.
Oh, he started putting
Oh,
that.
there's our first creep tumor. Perfect.
Oh, and yes, I'm making people sad. I'm making people sad. So yeah, he's just really too late with these creep tumors. Like, just really too late.
Very important matter, Dan.
Yep.
What beer are you engaging in this evening?
I'm engaging in the Creemore Springs beer.
Oh.
It is the beer of choice for cannon rushers.
Myself as well. Dang it.
You must cannon rush now.
I will say this. I have cannon rushed. And I think it was to get one of the achievements.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I needed to take something out and
Heck, you've not only cannon rushed,
5 minutes or
you've
something.
spine crawler rush
I have
on another Zerg.
spine crawler rush just. Oh, that's we did a micro macro.
Yeah.
And I did cannon rush in that. That's a great game we played. So.
Yeah, I was telling, sorry, just to mention that we got these Broodlords coming up.
Yeah, we got one in, which
They're just incredible.
They are. I can't
don't
even
know how-
believe that a broodling does that, but
How does a little Broodling do that much damage to a building? Like, it's unbelievable. So I figure, you know what, I've got time enough to get up some Phoenixes, so that's what I'm going to do. And because he's locked in his base, and I know his scouting is really poor, as we can see, I'm going to build where he has no idea I am, right? But yeah, just to tell you guys about that stupid game, if you ever play Macro Micro, it's on one of their custom games. It's actually really fun.
it is fun. It's
And,
better to play with someone you know, though.
Yeah,
I would
for
say.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But, I was telling Gio here about my cannon rushing, and he was totally trashing me. How I was such a cheeser. So we play
Like
Macro
Protoss needs any more help.
Yeah. So we play Macro Micro, and what does he do? The very first chance he gets, the whole point of the game is to micromanage your units. Instead, he takes a probe and goes and cannon rushes it. Oh.
And we smoked it.
Yeah, we won. We won.
It was awesome.
Winning is fun.
So Phoenix are, you know what? I forget who it was. I don't know. I'm not sure. It was one of the pros. I forget who it was, but I was watching the game. They used Phoenix perfectly. And we're going to see Phoenix really used well in this game too.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, you know what I figured? There's two types of units on here, and neither of them can hit air.
Yeah.
We've got our roaches, and we've got broodlords.
Yep.
So all I have to do is go air. I mean, I just don't know what else. It's pretty simple, right?
And he's done, like, he has no money now. I mean, he's got it in the bank, but he's basically saving it up, and this is his last. Because he's got to break through, because he's got to expand.
Well, look, he's mined out his base.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that I thought of when this happened, is I thought, I have time. He's relying on these guys to chew through everything.
And I think this is...
So I have time to bring everything up to his base. And let's take a look at what happens.
We're seeing a...
Run, little
what are they gonna
brood
do? So now he's got to spend money on some board crawlers, which he probably wasn't.
Yeah, he needs that for an expansion.
We're seeing a very... I'm going to call it a very linear thought by Flash Fry. He's not really... He knows he needs to get out of his base. That's just why Phoenix are awesome. They can pick up the ball.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
But obviously he knows he needs to get out of his base.
Yep.
No question.
Yep.
But he's only thinking of one way to get out of his base.
And there's like 5.
And I mean, he's doing that. Like, look at this is pretty good actually.
So wouldn't it have been better for him to do that? See, he was resting on just using his blue cards. Why not use it all at one shot
Yeah.
and just push through? He gave me too much time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the linear, he spent so much time and resources into this one massive push into the cannons where
Yes.
he didn't need to. There was a lot of other options he could have done to get out into his base. It could have been
Absolutely.
An Overlord drop. It could have been a Nidus network. He doesn't even need Nidus network into your base.
No.
He could just Nidus network out expansion.
Yeah, absolutely. But he, too bad he didn't scout and doesn't know what happened.
Yeah. And so just a very linear thought where there's and this is probably a lot of growth for most of us as players, is there's a lot of ways to get to a goal.
Yes.
And we kind of get slotted into one thinking where we need to be a little bit more creative.
Yeah, and I think creativity is obviously a very difficult thing to do on the fly. But what a benefit to you guys watching SC2 Mistakes, because
Oh, perfect.
you don't have to use your imagination in games. Just learn from our mistakes or the mistakes of
So
other
if
people.
you are ever pinned by a cannon rusher, you now know exactly what to do.
Exactly. Don't rely on your creativity. Rely on SC2 Mistakes.
And I mean, this is a perfect. Let's go to Flash Fry's vision.
Okay, sure.
Right, because we're gonna go into what he thinks right now, and I bet you in his mind, well, I think we're gonna see him.
Oh yeah, I love this. Actually, this is a great idea.
He's gonna tell us how
Yep.
it's over, right? Because what does he know? This is the base, and he's in.
Yep.
And I don't know. This is. I think maybe he's a little too confident, whereas we saw Coach Han be a little different, where he's upgrading, he was scouting
Good
expansion.
point. I don't know if we
where
have any upgrades.
He probably doesn't have any upgrades.
No
He
upgrades.
could easily expand right now,
Yep.
right?
Want to call it? Yeah, I want to call it what? Okay, let's just take a quick look at what I'm doing, guys.
And little does he know we have another base going.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he broke through. He thought it was over. He could have expanded now. Right? There's nothing stopping him from sending some drones.
Actually, he can expand.
Actually, sorry. I'm wrong.
He's run out of money.
He's run out of money.
So this is a time game. All I have to do is just wait it out.
It's a base race where he doesn't know there's another base.
Yeah. Yeah, he has no idea. Okay,
What's
so these
the,
guys are going to chew through everything. Oh yeah,
I'm
check
kind of
this
interested
out.
right now at the unit killed tab.
Units lost. 84 to 23.
Oh.
That's not good. Hey, you know what, Gio, I gotta say that this was just kind of like, what is it, like a little middle finger?
Yeah.
Like, I know he was saying, like, let's call it, so I know he thought that I'm done. So I kind of did this just to,
Yeah.
just to show him that I'm not done, actually.
And
pretty
unfortunately,
cold.
spore crawlers can't hit cannons.
Exactly. That was the other thing I was thinking.
And
Okay, let's watch these guys. Yep, spore crawlers can't hit cannons, guys. Just remember that.
and Phoenix are. If anyone's ever, obviously we've played mono battles. Whenever somebody does Phoenix, I get so frustrated because they are so fast and they're annoying.
Yeah, they are fast, and
So if you, I mean, this is a different video but we'll see maybe we can get some comments on it. But there's a lot of units in Starcraft that aren't used very much, that are very effective.
yeah, and I
Right?
think
I think Phoenix is maybe one of them.
Well, let's watch this.
Oh,
Look at that.
especially full energy, you get a few of them going, and they're just.
And they're picking them up in front of the cannons. Like,
Yeah.
you just can't get any better than that. Awesome.
I see in Zerg Hydralisk doesn't get used as much anymore.
Right.
A very powerful unit.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I mean, I know you've seen the Day 9 one also, but Queens.
Oh, guys.
Queens are, if you can learn how to use Queens
Yeah.
properly, they are unbelievable with their transfuse. They don't die.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah.
actually a really good video. I'd like to just tell you, go take a look at Day 9's video. I believe it's a Fun Day Monday, and it's on Queens. And basically, it's like you have to use all Queens to attack.
Yeah.
And it does demonstrate what Gio was just talking about, is that the units that you might not use very often are probably more valuable than you even think.
Yeah. So
Like, for example, for me, I never use High Templars,
yeah,
and I really should.
Yeah.
I know I should.
and I mean when we look at queens, they spawn larvae and
they're
there's some
transfuse.
early game air
And
attack, air defense, and that's like what else? We're not going to use it for anything else.
Yeah.
But as an offensive unit, they're
they're very powerful.
very, very good. If you can get them on creep, boy.
Yeah.
And so I think that'd be an interesting. We'll see what people say, but there's a lot of units we can explore.
Yeah, if you guys have a unit that you're having trouble with, or you don't use often enough, but you like to see how it could be used, why don't you leave a comment below or in the comment section, and let us know if there's a unit you'd like to see used in a game. And what we can do is we can even put together a series based on that specific unit. And you'll watch us lose,
Oh, look at those cannons pop up.
but hopefully you'll see us win with that unit that you'd like to try.
I still don't think Flash Fry knows that you have another base.
He does not.
But he must assume you have one.
But why
Because
not
how-
use this? Is this?
Yeah, I don't.
You know, I think this is actually the same drone that kicked me out of the base at the very beginning. I think he's been there the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah, I do.
But obviously, Flash Fry. I think there's a lot of confusion going on right now. There's a lot. I don't know what to do now. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, he should resign.
You should have lost 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, so sorry guys, I'm going to speed it up because this game obviously has been over for a while, but it was just kind of fun to watch those Phoenix kick some butt. I think that's about it. Sorry, do I have it sped up? I don't think he does much more, does he?
No, I don't. I mean, he's got no money.
Got no money.
He's mining gas.
He's mining
with
gas. That's ridiculous.
how many drones?
Well, why don't we go through some of the numbers?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the units lost. 106 to 28. Let's take a look at the units tab. I obviously didn't make enough workers, but I think one of the themes of a true dedicated cannon rush is you're cutting workers.
You're cutting.
I'm actually right here. I'm actually wondering why he hasn't resigned yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of scouting around to see what the heck's going on.
And I think so. I mean, talk about the differences between this game and the last game. Obviously, there was a slightly different reaction from your opponent.
Yeah.
But not saying that his reaction wouldn't have worked, because it would have worked.
Well, he took out my whole base.
He pushed those roaches.
Yep.
If he had expanded at that point and not went immediately for your base.
Yep.
Because you would be so far behind macro.
Absolutely.
Right, that he could easily have went into that with the bigger
Yeah.
army. So what do you think?
What
Did you do different?
I think one of the biggest differences between this game and the last game, from just focusing on the minutia of it, is remember how I put that pylon down on the lower ground?
Yeah.
In the last game, I put that pylon down, and then I built on the high ground.
Yeah.
In this game, I did the same thing, but then realized my mistake.
Yeah.
And went back and built a couple cannons to protect the pylon. So I think that if you guys want a cannon rush, and I know this is specifically from a Zerg against a Zerg point of view, but actually this works really good against a Terran wall. Build that pylon and maybe one or two, I would almost say two cannons if you can get away with it. And the great thing about it that you might not realize is that if you have a pylon, two cannons here, and you take your one probe, and hopefully you have two. See, like I really liked having two.
Yeah.
Take your one probe and run him up the ramp. He doesn't even have to go all the way to the top, and you'll get vision above.
Yeah.
So you can start attacking that Terran wall perhaps before he even has his any units out, maybe. With the same thing as a Protoss player. Protoss player, I might perhaps try to just go for the back.
Right.
If I can get a good hidden spot. Maybe same with the Terran player.
I think
I really like the I like the forward
I think
play.
you need to have that there.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more of a containment
Yes.
plan of action, then I think you throw the pylon down there. I love the 2 probe.
Yes.
I think if you are going to cannon rush,
chances are you're going to lose that first
you're going
probe.
to lose the first one, so it's good to have another one. So the 2 probe is a great idea.
The other thing I like about doing cannons like at your opponent's ramp on the top, starting with that one on the low ground, then moving up. What I like about it, and I wish it was something that I had done in this game, and I'm sorry guys, I wish I had a game to show it. I'm not cannon rushing anymore. But I'd like to see throwing down a few cannons just to hold your opponent in the base, even if it's temporarily.
Yeah.
And then stop building cannons.
Yeah. It kind of like we saw the expand video with the 6 pool, the 7 pool. It's not so much to win, it's just to distract, it's to contain. To
control your opponent. Yeah.
Gives you vision.
Gives you vision. It limits their expansion. So I think maybe if you guys could do a forward cannon that you can run up the ramp, just do enough to hold them in, even if it's for a certain amount of time, you can expand.
Yeah.
And maybe you might have a mid-game plan after that. So, unfortunately, in this video, I was really simply reacting to my opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the vision, I had the scouting.
Yeah.
And I was just.
And we got the win.
And we got the win.
So that's good.
So cannon rush on, you brave Protoss players. I think that's it.
That's about it. Check the link in the top right. It should be sending you to another one of our series, the Expand series.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's a really good set of videos. Give you some tips on how to expand and win. Get your macro up.
Absolutely, guys, and please like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it anyway.
Yeah, that's right. And if you are in Canada or on the border, you should be going to the NASL Grand Final, July
15th weekend.
I think it is 14th, 15th, 16th, something in there. We will be there.
Yeah, SC2 Mistakes will be there.
So hopefully we'll be able to see some you guys and girls there.
Oh, and, sorry, go ahead.
No, and we'll say hi.
Yeah, and the other thing, just want to let you guys know to look forward to in the future. It's going to be coming up hopefully sometime next week. We're going to have a show match against Ziggy Starcraft. I think you guys are hopefully familiar with him. You can watch the Defending Cannon Rush series. It's going to be a best of 7, and we're going to get to see some live casting action between SC2 Mistakes and Ziggy Starcraft. So I guess that's all for this. If you have any questions or any suggestions, leave it in the comments. Feel free to use the email and subscribe. And this is Agamemnon signing out. Thanks, guys.
See you later, guys.
Bye.